Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So in the past few days, many of our Wing Chun friends and traditional Chinese martial art friends have been chatting with me online on the book Decoding Wing Chun, which is I have released 2 weeks ago. The topic of discussion is about breathing because Decoding Wing Chun have presented really clearly the types of breathing in the 1850s Wing Chun training. And one of the breathing handling is the handling of breathing in fighting. So one needs to manage one's breathing in the fighting, which is very different than what people today think. So many of these friends don't understand what it is, ask me to illustrate it. So today I make this video for you. Hope that does show the world what is missing there. Now, if we start with today, when you talk about Wing Chun, then people start to thinking techniques. Like for example, if somebody throw you a punch, you're going to do a tan sao, and then you're going to strike him, and then you do change punch, or then if people throw a punch, you're doing the bong sao, shift away, and then you're going go in and doing a chain punch, so forth, techniques. Well, those things is nice in the movie. In the real life, it is not that at all when you face somebody who is trained. Of course, all this technique stuff, you can use it to somebody who is weaker than you and not trained. But facing those trained people, it is a completely different world. Now, 2 years ago when I released the book Restricting Wing Chun, I share with the world that fighting is about a momentum game. Momentum meaning mass multiplied by speed. You want power in your punch, you have to rely on the momentum. Okay? You want to slips in and so forth, or shoot in, or dash in, or sprint in, you need momentum. You need to be able to handle your momentum. And in our body, between our ass and our shoulder, that is where the massive of the mass of the body come. So one need to be able to, in a really plain language, move one's ass so that you use that momentum to support your strike or to dodge other people or to get in. So today, 2 years ago, I shared this. And this year, with the book Decoding Wing Chun, I share many things, and one of the things in this book is breathing. One need to know one's breathing. One need to train that. And breathing is related to your intra-abdominal pressure. And the intra-abdominal pressure is related to the stability of your core. So if you want to move your ass, you need to be able to handle your core, the stability. Not to mention that when you need to handle your recycling momentum, as I shared 2 years ago, When you strike something and you hit an empty spot there, you need to recover, you need to recycle your momentum. That all need your core stability, which is related to your intra-abdominal pressure and related to your breathing. Now, so you can see that you have this momentum, recycling momentum, and you have this breathing, you have this intra-abdominal pressure. Your breathing is going to justify whether you have the energy to fight or not, or the power to fight or not. So it never is learning techniques. He punched me, I do a tan sao or whatever techniques, or I'm going to shift away, do a techniques, and then I come with a chain punch. It never is that. Real life, in the real life, facing somebody who trained, it never is like that. Now, let's get to the breathing. In a real fight, a realistic will be, he throw me a jab, I move in, strike him, and because I strike him, he's going to slip away, doing a body blow, this side to my liver or kidney side, and I have to actually take the blow with my elbow here to dissipate the power, and then he's going to know that once I block him, I parry him, I dissolve his power, another body blow will come to my abdomen, and I have to, using my intra-abdominal pressure, clinching, bracing to take that punch. Okay? So, repeat again. He throw me a punch. I get in, strike him. Now I changing distance. Right away, he slips away, he throw two body shot. One coming from here, coming into here direction, another into here. One, I block like this, another thing hit me. This is what in a real life will happen. Okay? Now, so the opponent throw 3 punch. One is a jab at me. When I move in, a body shot, another body shot continuously. And I am doing, when he throw a jab, I slips in, punch him, he move away, body shot, I have to use my elbow here to dissipate his punch, to block, okay? And he's right away, he's going to do another, if this is not working, he's not going to do another strike in here. And at that time, if my hand is not there, I'm going to be able to take the strike, the abdomen strike with my clinching or bracing. That's real life. Okay? Now, if I have no idea on how to handle my breathing, when he strike me, I rush in, I throw a punch at him. At this time, if I have no idea on handling or breathing, say I exhale 50% of my breathing, and right away when he do a body shot, first body shot, when I try to block him and so forth, I exhale another 50% or 40%. Now I left with 10% of my breathing. Now, when the third shot, body shot, come into my abdomen, I am dead because I really don't have the breathing and also the intra-abdominal pressure to hold my body. Because intra-abdominal pressure and your bracing, you rely on that breathing. Okay, intra-abdominal pressure is related, dependent on your breathing. Now, if I have only 10% left of my breathing, I will have no power and I have no this intra-abdominal pressure to handle that bracing. I'm going to get KO in the worst case. Even if I not get KO, I'm going to take that punch really hardly, which is I'm going to take it. Now, if you know how to manage your breathing, when he punch you, the first punch, you rush in, you strike him. This is you using 25% of your breathing. When he do a body shot at outside, when I'm blocking him with my elbow and so forth, or try to avoid him, I use another 25%. When he throw me the third punch I have to swallow it, take it in my abdomen while bracing, I spend another 25% of my breathing. I still left what? I still left have 25% of breathing, and I have a good handling of the intra-abdominal pressure to handle my body. That is my reserve, 25%. At that point, I can choose to move out, take a breath, quick breath to go in, or I can choose to clinch in, take a quick breath, so I can power up my body energy via their breathing. Okay? And of course, that is going to help me to be able to handle my body, the core stability better. Now, if I have a good training in the breathing, when he strike me at the first time, and I rush in to strike, I spend 20% of my breathing. When he hit me, I spend another 20%. When he strike me to the stomach, I take it, I spend another 20%. So guess what? I still have 40% here. Or because I have a 40% here, I can go in striking him with the 20% and I still left with 20%. Or I can from here move out, jab him back, I still have 20%. Okay? So this is managing breathing. If you don't know how to manage this breathing, how are you going to fight? Every step when you want to move your momentum, you need the breathing to power you. In the fighting, you need to continue to breathe. Okay? If you stop breathing, holding breathing there, you will be like a swimming underwater and do not taking breath, and you're going to lose your power completely really fast. So if one do not know about this and do not know how to have not trained about managing breathing, he punched me, I go in like that, I strike him. And then he punched me, I use all my full force. Well, at this instance, I'm dead because I don't have reserve, I don't have breathing, meaning I don't have energy, I don't have power, I don't have core stability. I'm like jello. If he is managing his breathing or have a better stamina, I'm just waiting for a KO. Because with the punch he throw, the third punch, I'm gone. I don't have anything to defend. My engine is just completely shut off. It's gone. So hope that you understand this. In a fight, It's not like, oh, tan sao, and then this, san punch, bong sao, san punch, fok sao. Forget about it. In the real life, he go, I shoot in. He's gonna punch me, and I'm gonna decide based on whether I have the power and the core stability to get in, to continue on, to drive that momentum. That's reality. You never see techniques. Oh, internal Jing, Fa Jing. He touched me. I can use my structure to bounce him. Forget about those. Those are not real life at all. Okay? Now, so this is managing your breathing, meaning also managing your intra-abdominal pressure. There are many techniques in my books. This Decoding Wing Chun. So as soon as when you get into here where people can punch each other, strike each other, that breathing need to be managed and has fast change. You keeping changing. Because when you throw a punch like that, when he avoid and try to punch you right away, you smash him, go in. It's that fast. You need to be able to have that power, the stability to do that. Okay? Never it is. I'm using my force from the ground. I use this Fa Jing. Forget about it. Now, the managing of breathing. If you read my book, Decoding Wing Chun, it is belong to the strengthening training. Strengthening have two type of training. Strengthening training have two types of breathing. One is, it is still with rhythm, like when you are running. Try to train your VO2 max. You're running, you're sprinting. Say you're running, you inhale. One step inhale, two step inhale, one step exhale, two step exhale. That is have a rhythm. In this fighting, there's no rhythm. I mean, he punched me, I get in. Right away, those two punches come really fast. I have to exhale really fast. So that the completely chaotic. And he is happy to break my rhythm. It's even better that when he rush in and shoot me is when my breathing reserve is say really low. Then I cannot take it. So the ancient, as I quote in the Decoding Wing Chun, the Shaolin classic clearly said, you need to have reserve of your air or your breathing and your intra-abdominal pressure. You don't have that, you cannot play. Now, strengthening training is not everybody's piece of cake. It's like you're training in sprinting, which is the first type of strengthening training. Those kind of breathing. If you have if your body is not fit, you cannot do it. You must not train that because this can be that damaging. And for this, for fighting the managing breathing is even worse than that because it's now completely have no rhythm. It's not following your body. When you're sprinting, when you're running, it's following your body. Two-step inhale, step inhale, step inhale, step out, exhale, step exhale. That's following your body rhythm. But over here is your opponent going to set your rhythm of breathing, and your attack is going to set the when are you going to breathe. So this is completely chaotic. So in strengthening training, there are two types of breathing. One is the rhythm, one is the no rhythm. Now, so if you don't have, if you according to the ancient Wing Chun, you have to start with the recovery training. where I call it the 2C state. And then the fitness training, when you have a deep breathing and you be able to use it to manual your body, fitness. And only after that, you can get to the strengthening training with the breathing, like sprinting, that running. You can be very tired. And then for this, no rhythm, all man-made breathing management. So not everybody can do that. It have the depend on your age, your fitness level. Some of us couldn't soon even touch it. Yeah, soon even touch it. Like now, I'm not even doing it anymore. Because when you're old age, if you are sick and so forth, you don't even want to do the strengthening training. Those things need medical doctor's clearance. Okay, this is not fun stuff. So this raises another thing. You say, well, I 站桩 internal. I do Tai Chi internal. What is that got to do with this when I need to manage my breath and my core stability due with my via my intra-abdominal pressure? What is that standing there feeling like high? Meditation get high for recovery. Oh, 站桩. You can often see when people say meditation, 站桩. Oh, you want to be one with Tao. And then with the Tai Chi, you want be one with the Tao. Sorry, in this fighting, there is no Tao at all. It's who KO who, or who take anybody down. If you don't have the power, the ability to move your ass you out. And if there's no techniques like this either. Reality is like that. So this is what I like to share with you. That's why I wrote the book Decoding Wing Chun. The Shaolin have a term, a slogan. If you don't know how to train your breathing, even you have magic techniques, it's useless. So today I share with you the reality. So when people critique that Chinese Kung Fu is useless, now you can see why it is. You keeping doing techniques. You keeping standing there, and you don't even know whether you do a proper breathing, like the Xing Qi de Dan Tian. Now, the reason why you want the Xing Qi de Dan Tian, deep breathing, abdominal breathing, 360 degree, is when you want to manage your breathing, you have a lot of capacity you can manage. If you don't do that, you stand in this kind of 一级 Kam Yang Ma, you breathe in this, good luck. The first strike you throw at him, when he do the two body shot at you, you're gone. You don't have the breathing, you don't have the intra-abdominal pressure handling, you don't have the core stability, you cannot brace. That shot is going to get into your internal organs. This is real life. So welcome to the reality. So do people train this? Sure. You look at the usual training is, I throw a punch, let the partner rush in to strike me in the abdomen. I take it. I do a punch. He's coming, strike me one time. The partner come to strike me 2 times. The partner come to strike me 3 times. Or sometimes strike my head. For my head, I have to move. You keeping training that. That is a part of managing your breathing and intra-abdominal pressure and your momentum, so you know how to move your ass. So this is reality. Who say that it is this technique, that techniques? You believe that? I don't. Sorry. And the ancient didn't say that. You watch too much movie. Okay? So this is what I like to share with you in a plain, straightforward language. Not everybody can train this. In the ancient, you need to know how to train the recovery, how to train the fitness, and you might not even want to get to the strengthening training or this type of breathing management training. If people have cardio problem, with all this managing breathing and intra-abdominal pressure, you might have the chest cavity pressure raised up, and it's going to cause blood pressure spiking, all kinds of crazy stuff. So it is not like you go to movie, you're watching the movie. Oh, you learn this like the grandmaster. The tomorrow you become grandmaster. It never is like that in the real life. And sure, those who must not train this way, it's better off they go watch movie or the day fantasy on the grandmaster. At least that is not going to endanger their health. But in the real life, and watching movie and fantasy are two different things. So stop to telling people, he punched you this way, I'm going to do this hand technique, that hand technique, and move thing here, and then go punch him. Stop telling that. You need to tell is how you're going to move your ass, how you manage this breathing and intra-abdominal pressure before you talk about techniques. That's why many people have missed. In the Decoding Wing Chun, I said, I translated from the past. In Wing Chun, which is a short strike, the first thing is moving your ass. That's the main. Your hand techniques is subordinate. That is constantly changing. It is not the one matter most. And moving your ass, you need that breathing. You need that intra-abdominal pressure. That's why the Shaolin saying, you always have to have reserve of your air or your breath in your body. If you don't have the reserve, forget about it. Now you're asking yourself, have you trained that? Do you know even how to train that, like the 2C state for recovery, for real Xing Qi to Dantian? Instead of these days, everybody have their philosophical interpretations of Qi. Xing Qi to Dantian. You can see usually people in YouTube or a lot of demo standing there and get the student say, you see, I have my Qi. And you see the student drop down. Sure. You get somebody who have no idea and your student is this. But for the real guy, he's going to jab you here, changing the distance, smash you. Okay? And this is called distance change. It's not standing like that in this same distance, doing this technique, and keeping change punch this way. Fighting is a momentum game of what? Changing distance, changing angle, changing level. So this is what I like to share with you. Welcome to year 2023. It is the time to face the reality.